Okay. So the goal for today is to essentially continue working on the documentation. There's some things that need to be changed in just the documentation so far. One thing that I'd like to do is change the section headings here, if possible. And this is my main goal at the moment. So let's actually pull this up. I think we can cancel. And then I'll have to build every time. I think I'm gonna have to build every time I want to see this. So let's hide it for the moment. Okay, so one thing that's not clear to me is how names in the documents are currently constructed. So it seems like the names of sections are automatically generated, or at least I don't see anywhere where they're defined. Fuck, where are my hands at? So I just wonder, like, title. So hey, Cha-Cha. You trying to come cuddle? I can move the microphone. You want to lay down, cuddle? I guess I just don't understand how. All right, so we got to do some amount of figuring something out. So we'll go to Documenter Vitae, press, and see just how this goes about generating docs. Okay, let's switch out this terminal with just the one that I had open. And then we're gonna look for inside the make file. We'll look for this. Let's try documenter. So what does this do? So root is the directory from which make docs should run. This is kind of confusing to me. If the format is HTML, make docs, just use documenter. Else, format is VitePress, make docs is this stuff. So does that mean Is this just a, alright, I also have Chrome. So let's try... So layout switch, huh? Seemingly doesn't do anything. Yeah, okay. It's not clear to me still, some things. Let's see. When run from a makefile, this keyword doesn't need to be set. It is, for the most part, needed when repeatedly running make docs from the Julie REPL. Source is the directory relative to root, where the markdown blah blah blah. Build is the directory relative to root, into which generated files and folders are written. The name of the build directory is by convention called build. Module specifies a vector of modules that should be documented in source. If any inline doc strings from those modules are seen to be missing from the generated content, then a warning will be printed during execution of make docs. Repro specifies the remote hosted Git repository related to the documentation build. It should be passed an object. It should be passed an object that subtypes and implements the remote.remote interface. Remotes can be used to declare a list, additional pairs. Two sentences. So, okay, additional pairs that are used to determine the remote repository URLs for local files such as the edit links. For manual markdown pages, alright, wait a second. Remotes can be used to declare a list, additional path abstract string to remote pairs that are used to determine the remote repository URLs for local file system files. such as the edit links for manual markdown pages or docstring source links. Path should be an absolute local file system path to a directory and will be interrupted as the root of the remote repository specified within remote. Remote would normally be remote object, but can also be remote commit abstract string. If repo was not passed, make docs will try to determine automatically, either by inspecting the locally checked out Git repository or via remote's keyword. Site name is displayed in the title bar and or navigation menu when applicable. Pages can be used to specify a hierarchical page structure in the order in which pages appear in the navigation of the rendered output. If omitted, Documenter will automatically generate a flat list of pages based on the files present in the source directory. So you're gonna make in the source What happens if source is not specified? Source is the directory relative to root where the markdown source files are read from. So I guess you can specify out directory. So you make a path, join path, heka.package directory, doc source public tutorials build. And cd at meta current module equals heka doc test. Link, this is print IO. For S, MD file, notebook file, script file, and res. And then you print line IO, blah, static tutorial list. Okay, that's relevant for us. Remove using heka content. Okay. Function clear header content. Static tutorial list. Edit header. So let's try checking out. Is this tutorials specifically? So we've got download, notebook viewer, and script. Download script. Although it is weird that render notebook viewer and download notebook download script is set up like that. So let's go to, I'm kind of curious if, okay, so there's something that I want to check, which is that if we go to GitHub and then check out the Pages branch. I don't know what version this is on. 30 something though, I think. So here in build we have assets, how to, manual, start, tutorials. What's in my build? CD docs. Ooh. Sorry. Can't move, so move the microphone. So we'll CD build. CD1. And now, how does this look in comparison? So we've got 404 examples. Okay. Damn it. So I wanted to see assets. And then so how are assets generated in I also kind of just wonder, like, okay. I kind of wonder if we just remove documents or VTech press, will it still render fine? So let's try. So I'm gonna undo this. So no worries. End of the day. Is there just a pass function? I don't know. I forgot in Julia. God damn. Switching between keyboards, my fingers are all fucked up. Okay. There was actually another thing too. Forgot. It's gone or it's searching? Search is probably complete already. So it's Julia docs make.jl. There's a couple things that I'm curious about. One, will this work? And what will the local server make it look like? Two, will it change any of the descriptions? So, getting started manual, all this stuff. And then I don't remember if I... So I think this can't be right. Let's exit. Just give it a good restart. Let's go into docs and look in build just to see what's in here. Try using live server again, and then we'll try serving. Okay. That is kind of crazy to me. What was changed? I deleted a whole code block. I feel like something should be changed, right? Okay. Fuck it. So how do you clear and... I don't even know what I just closed out of. That sucks. What was I looking for? I was looking for this, and then also to look for the clear function. It was clean, I guess. And... how does this... Format. Okay, so I think this is the... Okay, so let's do this. The format is going to be HTML instead of Vite. And then we're going to do the same thing. We'll do it from here. Okay, this one actually might change some stuff. I think this... Okay, maybe the code block was just giving you options that you could change between the two of them. I could just try to double check that though. So this over here is better. Go to the corner. Why are these grouped? I don't know. Sweet. Okay. Built in a different directory, I think that would make sense. Hey, that is that's actually a lot more like what I was kind of thinking, looking for. This page layout is not great. Okay, and we have to compare that with, like Oscar. Nope, cancel that shit. Oh my god, my hands are not in the right place. So the documentation for Oscar looks a little bit different, right? So they have the GitHub link, which is good. They've got this image, big PNG. The big one that I want to know is how they go about specifying explicitly their pages, and I think I now have an idea. So if we go to GitHub and docs, then the way that this should be done is that they just list them out somewhere. So I believe, okay, so like doc.main. So we got general, groups, rings, fields, linear algebra, number theory. Okay, this makes sense to me. Okay, second question is, did they write that themselves? And why is it not included in the make.jl file? So we're gonna look for doc.main. I'm in all of these. When we read doc.main, a doc.main from an experimental package, we need to equip all its entries with a prefix to fit with our docs. The doc.main of an experimental package will contain paths relative to the experimental package name doc source. When generating the docs, a symlink is set. Doc source experimental package name pointing to experimental package name doc source. Hence the paths in doc.main need to get the prefix experimental package name. Example. Cat. Experimental F-theory tools docs doc.main. F-theory tools. Introduction. Weierstrass Tate. After, add prefix to experimental docs becomes experimental F-theory tools introduction. Since the entries of doc.main vary in type, we've split this up. Function setup experimental package. So here, read doc.main of a package, prepend path. Okay, include the list of pages performing substitutions. S, read join path, Oscar, Oscar, dir, docs, doc.main, string. Link experimental docs to docs source and collect the documentation pages. Include the list of pages performing substitutions. Which function is this in? Setup experimental package or function do it? Function do it. Link the experimental docs to docs source and collect the documentation pages. Link experimental docs to docs source and collect the documentation pages. Load the bibliography. Copy documentation from Hecka Nemo Abstract Algebra. Oscar.Hecka, Oscar.Hector. Git rev. Steps documenter package dependencies assert hash key is nothing. Oscar abstract algebra UUID. If doc test is false, make docs. Okay, Oscar.Hecka. Clean pages equals doc. Remotes equals dict. Remove the copy documentation again for package, packager, and other packages. Seems like a custom build doc component. So I'm gonna get out of VitePress. I'm gonna go to build docs. No, I'm gonna go to Oscar.jl, and we're looking for so. We're looking for something that will make it clear that there's some reference to Hecka in here. Like that. Where is this? It's in the Hecka manual, Algebras Quaternion. Okay, that way you can search it, huh? That makes sense. So we want to find out why the... So what was built in my... do I have a, for example, docs.main? I do not. So we did get a manual, a tutorials, a how-to. But when we look at the local, it looks just absolutely wild. So this is build doc module, huh? And then we're including the documenter helpers, which are short. Okay. Using documenter and Oscar. Include norm path, join path, oscar.oscar.dirt docs make work.jl. Okay, base. Invoke latest. Build doc.doit. Oscar. Warn only is false. Local build is false. Doc test is false. So it's all coming from this build doc document. How do they generate the okay, docs.main might not actually be generated. It's doc.main. That one actually is generated, I'm sure. Each element is a string containing the full path of a markdown file within the source directory, i.e. relative to the doc's source root in standard deployment. A page title, path to page pair. Must be a list where each element is one of the following. It's either a string containing the full path of a markdown file within the source directory, or it's a page title and then a path to that page instead of just the markdown. So that overrides the page title, and then, or it could be a subsection title. Indicating a subsection of pages with the given title in the navigation menu. The list of pages for the subsection follow the same rules as the top level pages keyword. Great. See also hide, which can be used to hide certain pages. Note that by default, regardless of what is specified in pages, Documenter will run and render all markdown files it finds, even if they are not present in pages. The pages only keyword can be used to change this behavior. Pages only can be set to true or false to make Documenter process only the pages listed with the pages keyword. In that case, the markdown file is not present and pages are ignored. i.e. code blocks do not run, doc strings do not get included, and the pages are not rendered in the output in any way. Okay. So let's try. So we can do something like this. Pages is, and then boom, some pages. Or I guess, so what happens here is that there's a doc.main in the source, and then you make this and it goes into build. So let's try doing that. We're gonna go nvim. And we are going to make a new guy. Following Oscar. And we're going to go into this and we're going to add in pages. So make docs, site name, hecka, check docs, none, warn only, plugins, and I guess it is in here. Their make docs has check docs and then pages and format documenter.html, collapse level, size threshold, pages is going to be doc, and that I guess is going to be good. So, cancel that, right quit, and then go into the doc.main and start messing with this. So, it seems like the format was just write down the indices that we wanted with their paths and the titles. So in Oscar, they start with just index. Which is relative to source. So it is in there. Okay, we're gonna try doing this. Run that shit. Oh, I didn't make the documents. So, documenter.jl said that for pages, it by default parses through all of It'll render all markdown files it finds, even if they're not present in pages. The pages only keyword can be used to change this behavior. Error. Undefined error. Doc not defined in main.build. Let's rename this to just pages. Amen. Then find pages and go there, and then change this.
Hey, bud.
I don't like the fact that this is like this. I'm not sure how also this differs from this, honestly. Okay, so let's try some AI. See what Gemini says. What is the it's in make. Make docs.
Hey, bud. Getting poked at, I can tell. You want some attention?
I need a place that my cat can lay just on my desk. Because I don't think he likes getting up here. But he wants to sit in the seat that I'm sitting in. Like, if I get up and he's been doing this, he'll just come and sit in my seat. Sometimes he just wants attention. Is this how it's done in Oscar? Why do they use doc.main? Oh, maybe because it's generated? No, it's not. I'm sure it's not. This file is included by docs make.jl and a helper function in source utils docs.jl. Let's try this doesn't have anything. Citation style. Okay, what was the other one? Source utils docs.jl. Source utils doesn't exist. Source utils docs.jl. Documentation helpers. Doc test setup. Doc test filters. Doc test filter. Doc init. This was what I was just in. Okay. So I guess we don't really need this anymore. We can do this. Just there's no way that this is a good. Okay. Well. Do docs.jl, I guess. We'll do pages.jl. And then save it. And then we'll rename this to pages.jl. And we'll quit make.jl. Close that. Page is not defined in main.build. So now we've got include pages.jl, and pages is doc, but I wanted it to be pages. And that didn't change anything. Yeah, the error seemed weird. The pages is not defined in main.build. Where did this happen? Make.jl 5. Oh, where did they put it? Docs make pages. What do you mean? I didn't mean to stop that. Okay, I think that was maybe silly. I also want to read this because now I don't know how this works. Usually executes your script, hits that line, it literally pauses, it opens this, runs all the code inside of it, and then continues executing. Make.jl. So we'll just see. You have your page structure in one file. Julia. Pages. What does this include when Julia runs this? So it wants me to build an array. I just gave it an array. Okay, I see. I see. That was gonna work anyways, so we'll do then in here. Do pages array. Pages.jl. That might be bad practice. I could imagine that being not
Not a good idea in general.
I don't know what I expect also for that pages array. All we did was include the index, which we didn't even give a name. You're back. Okay. And it looks like the same. Ooh, except now we just have the only page that we actually included. Which I think is good, actually, at the moment. I think that's a good improvement, honestly. And we are going to close this and switch over to just essentially start building in the pages here. So I think a good point of reference is looking at Oscar's homepage. So welcome to Oscar. Also abstract algebra and everything else in this ecosystem. .jl. So they've got just the name of their package as the introduction. Then we've got Nemo. That's getting started as the introduction. So we're gonna put some things in here. Actually kind of want to see the server again. So this, you don't know where it is, to be totally honest. And I guess these are section highlights inside of inside here. So if we go and look, okay, so this is just coming from this raw HTML. The VTpress layout. Wonder what the other themes are, though. Okay. And then we have just, yeah, so features, citing Heka, acknowledgement. I think that changing it to something like so what's Heka look like at the moment? Changing it to something that's like maybe what is Heka, then getting started, which is pretty short, and maybe features and citing Heka, acknowledgement. Just those things should be first, and then go into the other packages. So I have an idea now. Okay, so I at least can make something that I think will be generated in a way that is not bad. At least the user-facing part will look not bad. And so I think I might. Well, I've got time still. I kind of want to stop just because I feel like my cats are getting anxious, and I'm starting to get a little bit tired. But I've got time. How long have I been doing this for? About an hour and a half. It's not very long. Okay. Having a getting started, a quick start. I'm trying to think about Heka's own interface, because they have these how-tos, like how to compute X, Y, and Z, and that's actually really useful. I think that as like a quick start example feature list kind of thing, that's not bad. It's actually really good. It just maybe it can go under what can Heka do, like an Oscar, for example. Is it listed here anymore? The beginning is just like questions. What is Oscar? How to reach us? How to get started? How to contribute? How to cite? Acknowledgements. I think that's actually a pretty good user setup. And then Heka should have so the one thing that I would say about the tutorials is that there's only one. And I think it wouldn't be bad to get more. So you could do something along the lines of expanding the manual. So you have like welcome to Heka, or just Heka tab, which when you click, oh, actually it's just displayed always. Is that the case? Or is that only when we switch? Yeah. Okay. So welcome to Heka, or something like, just like Heka. What are the other ones? Just abstract algebra. Maybe just Heka.jl, or introduction even. And then you could have things like abelian groups, algebras, elliptic curves, miscellaneous, number fields, orders, quadratic forms. Miscellaneous. And then you could have developer and tutorials at the bottom. Or you could have something that's just like introduction, documentation, documentation. What is the difference between start? What is start? Getting started. I think that the one thing about having, I think it sounds probably best to have welcome to Heka, documentation, tutorials, and maybe like one other thing. And then when you click, I guess you don't want so many file trees. Like, you don't want to go into documentation, type interface. That doesn't look the best. It's not the worst. I actually don't mind it so much. They have here. Oh, it's always listed, so there's no sub. So these are sections and subsections that are listed by default. So it could be like heka.jl and then documentation. And under documentation, you'd see, I guess you'd see something like abstract. You'd see associative algebras, quadratic forms, lattices, blah, blah, blah. And then I think that the quick start is kind of useless. Personal opinion. Some examples of using abstract algebra. So, for example, you can find a polynomial ring. You can take a polynomial. You can calculate it to the 20th, and then you can time how long it takes to multiply this by this plus 1. I imagine this is fast if they're writing this down. You can calculate resultants, so that's something that's not so bad. Although I think that this is something that's kind of interesting. So like here you have like 2 times y squared, and here you have 3 times y squared. But obviously the format for these two is different. And I think that, I mean, I know in Python you'd have to like include this every time. And here I would kind of believe that you would too. I don't know, I guess. Let's do polynomial ring over the integers with one variable x. And try just saying f is 3x squared. Okay, so that actually is fine. Defaults like that. Okay. And what's the time macro for computing this? Very fast. What was the time macro for doing like f to the 20th times f plus 1 to the 20th? Also pretty quick. One thing that I am curious about is there's like some kind of shortcut syntax in Julia for polynomials. I'm not sure if it works in this case, but let me try to think about what it was. It's something like if you write something like this, so like x plus 1 x, then it should think about this as trying to be a function x plus 1 evaluating on x. And I'm kind of curious. It just reads it. Okay. What about x? Maybe it was this one. X plus 1. Yeah, that's it. Right. If you plug in x plus 1 into x, then you get x plus 1. Yeah, that's... See, okay, so then what did I do? Because I had the exponent, it was okay. So if I would have done at time, then did that, and then got rid of this, what would happen? Method error. No matching method for exponent between two Pauli elements. When does it come into the exponent? See, like, I think that Julia is interesting. It's interesting. But it's shit like this where you think something like, I don't even understand at the moment what the error is. Oh, it's because I plugged it into 20, huh? I'm not 100% sure. That's kind of neat. That was a neat pattern there. Oh, another one. God, I don't even know if this is gonna go. It took very little time to do that. Taking f to the 20th and then evaluating it at this polynomial. Anyways, I'm gonna exit out of this. I don't know what the shortcut is for closing. If I even have one. Close tab, Shift Control W. Okay. So let's try going into some of these and seeing what they look like. Elliptic curves looks fine. Misc is fine. Number fields, that's fine. Orders, that's fine. Quadratic forms, yeah. So you could do something like intro manual, and then quick start or something like that. Tutorials. That's maybe not bad for the mathematical community, because the mathematical community kind of sucks at programming. And I know because I suck at programming and didn't learn at all until the beginning of this year. I'll need some water, then I'll be right back. Okay. So kind of realizing that these are just section titles, whereas these are individual markdown. So if you did do a manual, then you would see, if you did do a manual directory first, then you would see manual, then you would see all the subdirectories. And then if you click that, you'd see all the subdirectories again, I imagine. Are they touching or do you want to lay down over here? I'm not gonna edit that at the moment. What comes next? So we'll have inside the manual, we're gonna have all these things, I guess. At the moment. We're gonna have. So we go to the manual. What we see right now is number fields, orders of number fields. Fields. I have no idea why. Chacho just got like that. So I wonder if that is good enough. I'll delete most of these. String containing the full path of a markdown file within the source directory. Subsection title, blah, pair, indicating a subsection of pages with the given title in the navigation menu. Yeah, it's not an existing page. I gotta get better at actually just hitting A for append. So. What is the one that goes here? Yields, I guess. And I don't think we actually want these pairs like this. We want also, so we kind of want to yank that. This. God damn it, I yanked too much. God damn it. What was the thing that made it go there? I couldn't even tell you. This is going to be conventions. It's going to be introduction. Number field operation seems weird. So maybe just field operations or something? Or even just fields? Number fields. Field creation. complex embeddings, I guess. Why is there a whole section for that? It's weird. Okay, class field theory. Internals. Leave that one as is. Quit. Try to make this. See what happens, and then preview it. See how it looks. I hope this runs, and then we can just do a little local server check. And if it looks good enough, then we'll finish this off stream, or we'll come back and do it tomorrow. And so what didn't it like about that? I think could have fucked up something in this array, basically. That's believable. For example, this, not needed. Actually, maybe it is. No, I don't think so. Let's try it again. And see what it says it's actually needing. Number field, oh yeah. Okay, wait, Control C. That's not gonna remedy itself. Cannot believe I fucked that up twice. 3 times. Okay, what's this look like? Okay, so we've got Heka, and we've got number fields, introduction, conventions, fields, elements, complex embeddings, field theory, class field theory, and internals. This looks good, right? My God. That shows you how much is missing though for the documentation. So we're gonna change. Okay, yeah. So the rest of this can get done later. So okay, so what's the plan? The plan is to edit this homepage, add in something kind of simple, put all of the parts of the manual into this bar, add an icon, and edit the documentation. So my plan is I'm going to put all of the pages together and make an icon. And edit the intro page. I'm gonna update that, or I'm gonna post that as a. I'm gonna pull that. I'm gonna present that one to the GitHub and see if Tommy likes it. If he doesn't, then we can always revert back, keeping the pages layout the same. I think that it looks pretty good so far, but I mean, it's totally understandable that, you know, people have different tastes. So we also need a couple of things. So we need a GitHub icon. I don't know what's going on with this hecka.jl there. I wonder if you go to like number fields introduction, so it's just the header. Let's go to tutorials. What does this even look like right now? I think that looks good. I just know that, like, just my opinion, right? This could look totally good to someone too. I think that it's... Honestly, it feels more like a developer thing than a user experience thing. Maybe it's good. Okay, I'm done. I'm done for the night. I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna save what's happening, what's been happening. So I guess it already is. I can just get out of this. Okay, that's that. If you were here, thanks for joining. See you next